Welcome into the Analyst in the Armchair, an NFL podcast where one host is obsessed with stats and spreadsheets, and the other just really loves yelling at the TV on game day and has plenty of opinions. Together, Michelle and Nycole dive into player news, weekly matchups, and all the storylines you'll be talking about with your friends. Whether you're a hardcore or casual football fan, they've got something for you.
At least you noticed it before you started talking. Welcome into the Analyst and the Armchair. I'm your host, Michelle. I'm the Analyst. This is the Armchair, Nycole.
Hi.
Training camp has started for some teams.
Yes, it has.
All the teams will be in training camp next week. We're going to start to get a lot of news. Some sad injury news. This always sucks about training camp is a lot of news that comes out. It's like, oh, this guy's injured. This guy's injured. But we do get to hear a lot of fun stuff of young guys breaking out or, competing more than we thought. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And for some teams, we're going to see who's going to be their starting quarterback.
Literally.
We're going to see.
I would never want to be a franchise. No, I'm not saying the Steelers have never been, right? I'm a Steelers fan. It's happened before where they go into the season. We don't know who the quarterback one will be. But I can't imagine being a GM or an owner and you are sitting here in August and you're like, I don't know who our starter is going to be in a month from now.
Yeah. And there's a few teams on that list. So it'll be interesting. I think, some teams will just say this is the guy and they'll go with it. Some teams I think are saying we're going to see what happens at the end of training camp. So
apparently JJ McCarthy is actually involved in this competition. Apparently it's going to be a true competition in Minnesota. We'll see how long that lasts.
We're going to see for a few teams. Yeah.
If Kyler Murray is not able to make the gap to tell the coaches okay, obviously Kyler's our guy.
Sure.
That's a bigger deal.
Really is.
All right. I don't have much news because training camp just started. Not much has happened. So we're going to jump right into the thick of it. We already did our NFC predictions. We went through every team, gave one bold prediction. We're going to do that for the AFC team today.
Between the 20s.
I'm going to start off with a banger.
A banger. Okay.
A banger of a bold prediction.
Okay.
And we're starting with the Broncos. We'll go through the AFC West first. And my prediction is that the Broncos will miss the playoffs this year because of Bo Nix.
Okay. Do tell more.
I just don't think he's a very good quarterback. And the numbers are there to back that up. I mean, last year he ranked 21st among 25 qualified passers in passer rating. Also ranked bottom 7 in completion percentage and passing yards per attempt. And all of his numbers went down from his rookie year to his second year. Mm-hmm. So many games he won was just backed off his defense, right? His defense was absolutely amazing.
Stellar.
He's in a really good system with Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's pretty easy for him, but he won 10 games that he had under a 90-point passer rating last year. That was the most such quarterback wins by 4 last season. 4 more wins than anyone else, and tied for the most such wins in a single season in NFL history.
Wow.
So I just don't think he's going to be able to keep up this winning percentage with the way he plays and the offense just not being very exciting. And I think the defense could take a slight step back.
Sure. I think I agree with you as far as the offense is not that exciting. I mean, when I think of the Broncos, no one offensive player just stands out to me. Mm-hmm. So I agree with you there. They lost some people in the offseason, whatever. I think, though, that argument could be made about any team. They're going to live or die by the quarterback.
Well, live or die by the quarterback, but I think they are going to die because their quarterback's not good enough.
I mean, I think you could say that about the Texans last year. Yeah. We lost because C.J. Stroud was not good enough. Mm-hmm. You could argue the Seahawks is an interesting one because
Darnold played well. Got to give it to him.
Right. He played well. Mm-hmm. Had he not, even though he has a stellar defense, right? We're talking about these teams that have these stellar defenses. But
that's why the Seahawks are also going to be worse this year.
Up.
My thing is just going through the Broncos schedule.
Yeah.
And how many close games they had against pretty bad teams, or some games they won were against bad teams in general. Not a lot of impressive wins on their schedule across the board.
Fair.
They are losing a couple weapons on defense. going to be like just in general, the schedule has to be harder because they finish in first place. So now they have to face the first place schedule in their division and all that. Like, I just think the defense, even if they take a slight step back, the offense needs everything the defense could give them to get wins.
So you think the Broncos offense will be exposed because of Bo Nix this year?
Yeah. Okay. And maybe Jalen Waddle fixes things, but I just don't think Bo Nix is it.
If he's even on the field.
Sure.
So
he'll be on the field every other play, Nycole.
Every other.
The
other place he'll be like, oh.
He acts like he's dead and he has to go to the hospital and then he's back. He should go play soccer. He'd be really good at that.
That's a nod to the World Cup, everybody.
Yeah, that's my bold prediction for the Broncos. Jalen Waddle should go play soccer.
I'm sure he'd be great. He's got a great speed.
Yeah, but I just think in their division too, they got a tough division. Do the Chiefs bounce back? We'll get to your bold prediction for them in a second. I think the Chargers will win the division this year,
as you always do.
And the Raiders should be slightly better, or they should be a lot better, but I don't think.
But in this division, it's not like they're going to come out and win it, right? Yeah. So okay, I like it.
Thank you.
I could back it.
Thanks.
Well, I will pick another missed playoff, and I'm saying this is bold.
Okay.
I'm saying the Chiefs missed the playoffs again.
Okay.
And I know
it's hard. I mean, I totally get it. It's just so hard to say when it's Patrick Mahomes. And
I know, but last year I think they showed their humanity. They went 6-11. They hadn't missed the playoffs in I think a decade. And the hole to me I just don't think they did enough in the offseason. Now, they went and grabbed a running back, which they desperately needed, right? Yep. But I just don't think that's enough for what they need. I felt like their team last year, they live and die by Patrick Mahomes. I think he was so bad, and he's going to...
Bad for him.
He's bad on Patrick Mahomes' level. Yes. Obviously, if you're putting him up against like Bo Nix and Sam Darnold, he's still elite, right? But for his caliber of play, for what people expect of Patrick Mahomes and even Travis Kelce, I just don't think that they're going to get it done this year like people think. I think the biggest misconception right now is that they're just going to bounce back because it was a weird year and all of those things. But I think to your point, the Chargers are going to be at least better. I mean, at least the same, if not better. Raiders, not going to win the division, but are more of a contender than they were last year. So I think the Chiefs have an uphill battle, and I don't know that people are willing to say that. I still don't think they'll start the season. I don't think people will say it if they start losing games. But
last year, they had like 4 or 5 wins. And so deep into the season, I still was like, they're going to figure out a way to come back. Like, it's just going to happen. Until Mahomes finally went down, that's when I was like, okay, now it's officially done. But they already weren't going to make the playoffs before Mahomes tore his ACL. Let's get that out there. They already had a terrible, terrible record.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. Like, I mean, Kenneth Walker, if he can play like he did throughout the playoffs and be that difference maker, because the Chiefs have not had a running game at all.
It was Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, how many times did he lead the team in rushing yards in any single game?
So many.
Yeah. And this year, I mean, coming off the ACL tear, do they really want him running as much?
I wouldn't.
No. And who is he getting? Like, Rashee Rice has to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
And he's very good. He can put up the numbers. But outside of that, unless Kelce makes a remarkable turnaround, I just think he hit father time. That's okay. Great career. You hit it.
Yep.
And it's fine also if you don't want to retire. Like, he's still he's still a starting tight end worthy guy. He's just not Travis Kelce anymore.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm with you. It's so hard to say. And it's something like, obviously, I think all of the NFL world wants, though, too, outside of Chiefs fans.
I was going to say, I don't think they do, though. They're like the team of our era and our, lives. It's like the Lakers. Everybody always wants them to be so good because they're the Lakers, right? Same thing with the Yankees.
Fans enjoy it when the Chiefs stink.
I don't, but not that fans don't. I don't think media does.
Gotcha.
I think there's always going to be a Patrick Mahomes or Chiefs narrative. There's always going to be a Yankees or, Dodgers narrative. There's always going to be a narrative, about the Lakers or whomever, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those franchises for our era that just gets way more credit, I think, than what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a crazy fall down, though, to go to the Super Bowl as many times as they did. At least make the AFC Championship, 6 straight years, and then miss the playoffs 2 years in a
I'd
row?
love it.
And it wasn't even like they slightly missed it last year. 6-11. Brutal.
Not even close.
So the team who I have predicting winning this division, I'm not going to have that as my bold prediction, but for the Chargers, for them to be great, they need their quarterback to be great. Justin Herbert will throw for at least 4,500 yards and at least 35 touchdowns.
It's a lot.
It is a lot because the dude hasn't even hit 30 passing touchdowns since his second year in the league.
Yeah.
He hasn't had 4,000 passing yards in any of the last 3 seasons. So this is a bold take.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think him getting away from the Greg Roman dinosaur offense, that's why the Ravens had to move on from Greg Roman. And then he goes to the Chargers. Greg Roman, just not a today's NFL offensive play caller that's going to make any offense exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Mike McDaniel, I think is huge. He failed as a head coach, sure.
Even
though I still think he'll be given another chance, I still think he would be fine as a head coach. It's
Mm-hmm.
just he had nothing to work with.
He had nothing to work with.
So I think Jim Harbaugh being willing to hire Mike McDaniel, they could not be more opposite of people, and giving him that control on the offense when they already have a really, really good defense. And yes, Jesse Minter, their DC, left.
Mm-hmm.
But in all 6 years of Jim Harbaugh's NFL coaching career, his defense has been top 6 in the league in scoring defense.
It's wild.
Points per game allowed. Yeah.
It's wild.
And I think this offense is going to be great. They fix up the offensive line. That's the biggest thing. They get their 2 best tackles back that are elite in the league. They fix up their whole interior. And that's really what held them back. That's what held back Herbert last year, for sure.
Okay. So can I make a kind of like a bet with you?
Mm-hmm.
If Justin Herbert does not make the playoffs this year.
Oh, that's not going to happen. Unless he gets
or win a playoff game. Is it win a playoff game?
Yeah, he is.
If
they
he
are
does not
0-3 with Herbert.
win a playoff game.
Uh-huh.
You have to get off the Justin Herbert train.
Okay.
Officially.
Okay. I will say the first year I got on the Chargers Herbert train was before last year.
Yeah.
I was always like, they get overhyped. It was before last year. And they just dealt with so many injuries.
I mean, they did, but the guy can't get it done. And so you're predicting 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns?
You say the guy can't get it done. He took 129 quarterback hits last year. That was the most in the league. He took 54 sacks. The only quarterbacks that took more were Geno Smith and Cam Ward at 55 apiece. So one more. They had a 2-13 and 3-14 record. Herbert, 11-5. He tied the record for the most wins, 11 wins, from a quarterback that got sacked at least 50 times this season.
But he can't win a playoff game.
Yeah. But he also got sacked a gazillion times against the Patriots.
So Justin Herbert and the Steelers organization are the same.
Well,
it doesn't matter. To me, I would rather be really bad and really good than mediocre.
Same.
Ever.
And I think the Chargers can be really good. I think they have that in them. They
Okay.
have a franchise quarterback.
Okay.
We got to see it all come through.
Okay. Well, you heard it here today, folks.
If
you
Herbert-
have to get
okay.
off the Herbert train.
I will get off the Herbert train. And if he does not win one, I'll do.
Deal.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Raiders.
Okay.
What's your prediction?
I'm going to be honest. It was hard to make a bold prediction about the Raiders. So I went with like a ish prediction. They will more than double their wins from last year.
6 whole wins? Well, you
More
did
than
say
double. More than double. So it's
actually,
7.
7 wins is kind of, for
Oh,
some reason,
See?
6 wins is like such a lame prediction, but 7 wins is like, whoa.
It's like 6 and 11, trash. 7 to 10,
So, yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Okay, so this is why. They've got a new coach, right? Clint Kubiak, new quarterback in probably Fernando
it's gonna be
Mendoza
Kirk
and or
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. I don't know that that's going to stick, but I'm going to go with it for now.
Tom Brady seems to be adamant that for Mendoza will be sitting all year long.
Sure. And okay, fine, whatever. You add Tyler Linderbaum first as your center, right? Then you grab N'Kobe Dean. I think the Raiders had one of the best off seasons
They did.
of any team. Sure, they got the first round pick, or the first pick overall, but then this is the one that really is the kicker for me. You go to trade Max Crosby.
Mhm.
It falls through. We'll talk about the Ravens in a little bit. And then you get him back and you add these folks to your
I know.
defense. Like, if they don't fumble this opportunity, pun intended, I think the Raiders could be sneaky decent this year. And I know I made silly predictions about them last year.
Yeah.
I think Ashton Genty, they just have to throw him the ball more.
And they just destroyed him in his rookie. It was
They
so
just
bad.
he was trash. I think he'll be able to settle in a
Chip
little
Kelly
more.
as an OC is not a thing. Like that should not be a thing in the NFL.
Right. So I think the Raiders are one of those teams that like they're not going to win they're not probably going to make the playoffs. They could squeak by depending on what else happens, but I think they could really more than double their wins this year.
I just wish they did anything to add to their wide receiver room.
And that's my biggest.
I get Brock Bowers is going to be the top guy. Ashton Genty might be the second most targeted guy. But when you're starting wide receivers are Trey Tucker, Jack Besh, and Jalen Naylor, like it's only not the worst room in the league because they have Brock Bowers to be their focal point and because the Miami Dolphins exist.
But don't you think they've done enough defensively to be competitive?
I do like what they've done on defense. And I think the reason why they went and signed all these people right away is because they thought they were losing Max Crosby.
Right.
I think it ended up being great. Like
I think that worked out so weirdly wonderful for them. And I think it could be really great for them.
Yeah.
I really do. I think they're kind of a dark horse in that.
I hate their schedule because they have to play their own division, which is very hard.
Sure.
They have to play the NFC West, the 49ers, Rams, Seahawks. I guess they get the Cardinals in there. They have to play the Bills and the Patriots. There's a lot of hard games in this.
It's a lot of hard. I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to be stellar and they're going to go win a bunch of games they shouldn't. I'm just saying they have a lot better of a chance with this roster and what they've got going on.
They're going to need the Chiefs and Broncos to be struggling this year.
100%.
Yeah, to get those 7 wins. But I like it. Okay. I do think they're going to look so much better this year. It's just
they have to.
How many wins can they come out with? I don't know.
I mean, honestly, like how could you not be better? Yeah. And you let Geno Smith go, which is
I do think Clint Kubiak's going to be a great coach.
Agreed.
All right, moving on to the AFC North with the Ravens. Saying the Ravens will have a top 5 defense this year. First year under Jesse Minter as their head coach. Mm-hmm. And this is bold because last year they had the 24th ranked defense in total yards per game allowed, 18th in points per game allowed. They ranked bottom 5 in pass defense and sacks last year. They have way too good of a roster to be putting up those type of rankings. And I think that's why they changed things. They were like, this roster is way too good to be what we were last year.
Yeah.
Like not to win the division was crazy when it was like a down division from everyone.
Right.
To have your defense perform like that. But Jesse Minter, the last 2 years, was the Chargers defensive coordinator. He allowed the Chargers in those 2 years allowed the 3rd fewest points per game, 4th fewest total yards per game over those 2 seasons. And there's just something about Jesse Minter where I do think like his coaching, his play style, he's everything right for what this Ravens team needs.
Well, they're in an interesting spot, right? They get rid of John Harbaugh, or I should say they move on from. That's the nicer way to say that. You know, I think it's a reset for everyone. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you give Lamar just a new space to work within. Obviously, their 2025 season was less than impressive. A big down year for them. I think they have all of the reason for the momentum this year to do that. And I think you get back to who you are, which is scary to play on defense.
Yeah. Like you have too many good players. Now, last year they did lose Nabdi Matabuke for pretty much the whole year. He's huge in defensive lineman. They lost another offensive lineman, Broderick Washington Jr. for the year. So they get those 2 guys back. They signed Trey Hendrickson when they did the whole dirty backing off Max Crosby.
Right.
And then be like, hey, Trey Hendrickson's still out there and he's cheaper. So let's do that. And I know last year Hendrickson didn't do anything, but the 2 years prior, 17.5 sacks, 17.5 sacks, back-to-back years. That's insane numbers.
Yeah.
Last year he just was so mad. Like he barely played. I don't know if he was injured or not, but he was injured and not playing. Yeah. And then he was out there. He was just not having it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Ravens I think the Ravens could make last year it was kind of like, what is happening? They won those like 3 or 4 games, and then they just went on that losing streak, and everybody just counted them out so quick. Rightfully so. I think
then they went on that. Remember that winning streak? It was like, I said they would win 9 straight games. It went like 6. It was going, and then they kind of fell apart again.
You were close.
Yeah. But too many good players. Kyle Hamilton, maybe the best safety in the league. I love their second-year safety now. Malachi Starks, great rookie year. They have a good team.
There are some other really great safeties in the league.
Not as good as Kyle Hamilton. I love Jalen Petrie. Love him to death. Not as good as Kyle Hamilton. But he's up there. He's top 5, top 3. Jalen Petrie. Love him.
We'll see who has the better season this year.
I hope it's Petrie.
Okay. Just saying, it's a rude thing to say while I'm sitting under his jersey.
All right, I'm giving Nycole the Pittsburgh Steelers to give the bold prediction for because I didn't want to be like, lame bias. And I would have the same, I don't even know a bold prediction for the Steelers. They're going to go 10-7 and lose in the wild card run. So I want to know, what is your bold prediction for my Steelers?
Okay. And this is probably my boldest prediction of the day.
Okay.
It's just for you, Pat. The Steelers will have a losing record for the first time in 17 seasons.
It might be longer than that. Maybe like 20.
Oh, really?
I don't know what it is exactly, but it's been a really long time.
Since way before I watched football.
Yeah.
So
I think since 2004. So maybe 21 seasons.
Oh, okay. We'll do that math later.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that was very good math. I just think they definitely did not do enough in the off season. I think their defense is still going to be trash. I think you've got a new coach. You've got a new offense. I don't think they did very well in the draft. You've got Aaron Rodgers, who's 972 years old.
Okay.
If he gets hurt, who is going to be your quarterback? Mason Rudolph?
We have Will Howard and Drew Aller, too.
Who? Exactly.
Okay, but you could say that about any team. If they lose their starting quarterback, who's going to be their quarterback? There are very, very few teams who have a good backup quarterback.
That's fine. But the problem is their quarterback is old man Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe they're going to have a losing record this year. I think the Bengals have gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
I think
the Ravens got better.
The Ravens have gotten better. Obviously, the Browns are the Browns, so you don't even need to talk about them. I think they're going to have a lot harder of a season this year. They have to play the Texans, which I love. God, I want to go so bad. I really believe it. I really do.
Well, people have been predicting this now for 20 years straight and have been wrong.
I'll join the train this year then.
Yeah. And this is my thing. I actually like what they've done this offseason. Do I like the Mike McCarthy hire? Absolutely not. But do I, for the future, do I think he can get a winning record in the regular season? Yes. To keep that up. But will they get destroyed in the playoffs? Yes. Because, how many times did McCarthy's Packers or McCarthy's Cowboys disappoint when they were so good in the regular season? It's just hiring the Timu Mike Tomlin.
The Timu Mike Tomlin is crazy. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, keep going.
But I love them trading for Michael Pittman, right?
That I think was their best move in this offseason.
They actually got a real wide receiver too to go with DK Metcalf. I actually love their second round pick. You said that you didn't like their draft.
I didn't at all.
I think it was a fine draft. We have to wait and see. But love Jeremy Bernard in the second round. Not for fantasy, so people aren't excited, but he's a very solid wide receiver coming in. And he has to be the wide receiver 3. I really like him. Mm-hmm. I like adding Rico Dowdle to go with Jalen Warren. You love Rico Dowdle.
I do like him. Yeah.
The offensive line.
I can't anymore, but
the offensive line should be solid enough. They have Project Jones, a little iffy if he'll play, but they have guys to step in for him. Mm-hmm. We love adding Jamel Dean on defense at corner. I think overall, getting rid of their DC and Patrick Graham, we'll see. He was with the Raiders and they stunk. So I don't know, but
I think Jamel Dean was the right Jamal.
Yeah, Jamel Dean.
Jamel Dean.
Jamel.
I can't listen to you say a word because you don't pronounce things
because I don't know I don't know how it sounds to everyone else, but it's Jamel and I say it Jamel.
Jamel.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Jamel Dean.
It sounded more like It wasn't good. Anyway,
I say my A's weird.
terrible. Allen. Josh Allen.
It's New York.
It's embarrassing. Anyway, I do agree that they needed a corner so bad.
Mm-hmm.
They were so bad. I think that was their best defensive move for sure.
Yeah.
And offensively, it was getting Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
I don't care about the rest.
Mike McCarthy.
I don't care about the rest.
And then obviously the whole Aaron Rodgers debacle. But now he's made up with his family. So maybe he's in a better headspace.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And
wow.
This is his last ride. I think he'll have motivation. I think they make the playoffs. But
okay.
I can't get excited for a playoff game ever again after my excitement last year, thinking they were finally going to win one and getting absolutely destroyed.
Black and yellow.
Don't do that. For my Bengals prediction, I'm going with a fun one. And I don't really have a lot to back it up. But this is my fun bold prediction. Jamar Chase will break the NFL receiving yard record.
God, I hope so. I think I'm going to keep him in our league.
It's not think. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I know you have other good options, but Jamar Chase.
I have so many good options.
Okay.
It's so hard when you win.
Okay. You're so annoying. Right now, the record is Calvin Johnson holds that record at 1,964 receiving yards in 2012.
Jeez.
And good for him. He did it when the season was still just 16 games.
It's a lot of yards.
Yeah. It's a lot of yards. And we've now been playing a lot of seasons with 17 games, and still people have not come that close to hitting it.
Mm-hmm.
So the closest we got, well, Cooper Kupp did come very close. He got to 1,947.
Oh, that's infuriating.
Yeah. And now that wasn't 17 games, though, but still, that's going to be the record. Like, that's what we're at now.
Yeah.
It's just, it used to be 14 game season. Then I went to 16 and all the records were broke. It's just how it goes.
Yeah.
After that, after Cooper Kupp, no one else has over 1,900 receiving yards in a season.
Wow.
Julio Jones in 2015 is third up at 1,871.
I am wildly excited about the Bengals this year.
I know.
I was a big Bengals fan when I first started watching football.
They're just a really fun team to watch.
Right. And then I got kind of like, I was like, oh, am I bandwagoning? I don't want to do that. So I kind of shied away from them, and the whole Joe Mixon debacle. And so, but man, I want the Bengals to be so good. I really, really do.
I do enjoy watching their offense.
Your dad is like cursing.
Yeah. When Joe Burrow is healthy and everyone's healthy, they're really fun to watch. They're easy people to root for too. Like Burrow's an easy guy. Jamar Chase an easy guy. I love T. Higgins. Like now that Joe Mixon is gone, it's way easier.
And Chase Brown, it's really come into his own and become great. So it is going to be interesting to see how they are this year.
Chase's best season so far came 2 years ago in 2024 with 1,708 yards. And so he has to get another 250 yards out of that to beat this. But last year he had 1,412 yards, and that was with Joe Burrow out for the season. He had 185 targets last year, and that's what he needs. Like Calvin Johnson had 204 targets in the year he got it. Cooper Kupp 191. Julio Jones, the third highest one, 203. He has to be up there with 185, 190, 200.
Well, it's tricky with T. Higgins on the other side of the field.
Yeah. But that's it. It should just be T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Sure.
And that should be it. Defense should be better, but still they're going to have to put up a lot of points. Like their defense is going to be top 10. I don't even think top 15. They can just go from the worst to like one of the worst to and up slightly.
It's fair.
Below average.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. But last year, because without Joe Burrow and the offense just struggling, he had a career low 11.3 yards per reception. He's normally up there of 13, 14 yards per reception.
Yeah.
I think if anyone's going to hit it, it's going to be Jamar Chase.
Yeah. I like it.
Thanks.
I would want that to happen.
It'd be fun.
It would be fun.
All right, Browns. I'm sorry I kept giving you the worst teams I'm sure I gave you the Cardinals too. Did I just give you all the worst?
I love that you said that you gave me the worst teams and I just talked about the Steelers.
Anyway, no, I meant
that was a Freudian slip. Sure,
I meant in the first division we did. I gave you the Raiders.
Oh, is that what you were thinking? Yeah. Okay. Okay, the Browns. The Browns are one of those teams that don't know what they're doing with a quarterback. I don't know if they've come out and said Deshaun Watson
is going to be
they
a quarterback competition.
So
Watson
my prediction is Deshaun Watson wins the camp battle, but does not finish the year as the starter.
it doesn't matter who wins the camp battle, they will not finish the year as a starter.
Okay, I thought this was a little bold. Okay, let me have it. I'm not good
Okay.
at bold predictions.
Okay.
I'm good at predictions.
She's a very realistic person, so it's hard to give
I
bold
really
predictions.
am, yeah. And I hate to be wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say something too crazy and it'd be like,
see, I'm fine with it.
but I did that last year and then I felt like a dope. Like halfway through
Oh.
the season, I was like, those were terrible thoughts.
Yeah, no, I just love giving bold predictions. And then...
Anyway, I think he has obviously the early edge, right? You've got Todd Monken. It's even embarrassing to just say it out loud. As the new coach for the Browns. But Deshaun Watson can't stay healthy. And the consistency has never been on his side. So I think, they spent their, 2 first-round picks on offensive line, wide receiver folks, I'm pretty sure.
2
They're
wide
trying
receivers,
to
yeah.
build
Yeah.
supporting cast. The problem is I don't think they have anyone to throw those guys the ball.
Yeah.
So I just think
And now the defense should be terrible with getting
the defense will
Schwartz
be
leaves.
so bad.
Miles Garrett.
You got Miles Garrett who leaves, right? And so it's one of those things where it's like they took 2 steps forward and 5 steps back.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Browns are going to brown and they're just going to be terrible. And Deshaun Watson will start the season as the starter. And I think he makes it 6 games. And then you get Shedeur Sanders back out there. And there you go.
Yeah.
It's the whole season.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I like what they did this offseason. Like, they had a rebuild, but at the same time, hate the head coach they brought in, but it's all they could do because no one else wanted to coach them.
Sure.
I like them adding weapons early in the draft, but I don't think it's enough. And they don't have the quarterback of the future on their team.
Listen,
But they know that. They know that.
My sweet, sweet dad.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get him a shirt that says the Factory of Sadness. And it just has the Browns logo on there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, now you just told them, so.
Well, maybe he won't see this for a while and I can give it to him before.
All right. He did tell us our last episode was boring, so he might not be listening.
He's like, I'm out.
He was like, I tried to listen, I was bored. I'm like, oh, okay.
He's not really an off-season guy, though.
Yeah.
He's more of a like, oh, we're playing preseason. Now
Yeah.
I'm going to get back into it.
Yeah.
Not like these diehard fans that we have.
Yeah,
You know,
Of course.
so that need to leave a comment and a like
Yeah.
and let us know how we're doing, if we're super entertaining and how cute we are.
Look at that. Yeah. Leave that 5-star review.
There you go.
Help us grow. All right. Jaguars. Moving on to AFC South. Jaguars will be the biggest flop of the year.
Ooh, flop how? Tell me
Biggest
about it.
flop. Well, they go 13-4 last year.
Yeah.
They were the biggest surprise probably of last season.
Well, yeah.
One of them.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'd put a
overall.
couple people on that
Yeah.
list, but yeah.
They won 8 of their final 9 games after starting 4-3, but they played a ton of bad teams during that span. In those 9 wins, they won a 1-point win versus the Raiders, a 3-point win versus the Cardinals. They beat the Titans twice, the Colts twice without Daniel Jones, and the Jets. I get it. You can only play who's on your schedule, and they did beat up on the Titans and the Colts and the Jets. Like, that's all you can do.
Sure.
I do think it's a little worrisome that they could only beat the Raiders by 1 point and only beat the Cardinals by 3, but that's beside the point. And I will say, like, they impressed me in the wild card round against the Bills. But now this is another team that's going to have a much harder schedule this year because they finished first in their division.
Exactly.
Now you have to face the other first ranked teams. Like, it's just a harder division overall. I think the Texans are going to be better this year, and they're already really good last year.
They
I think
were
the
really good last year.
Titans are going to be better this year, and then they get a nice free 2 wins from the Colts. So that's good. But they really just sat on doing nothing. They're like, oh, we surprised last year. We did good. We're going to do nothing this year. We're going to let big pieces go, really important pieces, and Travis Etienne and Devin Lloyd and Greg Newsome and Andrew Wingard, and do nothing about it. They are backfilling those roles by all people who were there last year who are not good enough to play over those guys.
Agreed.
So, I mean, maybe these guys could take leaps and step in, but I think those are absolutely massive losses. Then they didn't have a first-round pick because they traded up for Travis Hunter the year prior.
Mhm.
Their only pick in the draft this year that was top 80 overall, they used it on a blocking tight end. Like, they already have Bretton Strange, but they use it on a blocking tight end. I think they can still be a fun team. I think they have offensive weapons as receivers, and Brian Thomas Jr. can bounce back. And liked what I saw out of Parker Washington. Travis Hunter's coming back from injury. all that. They traded for Jacoby Myers, but I think they're going to lose a lot of more games this year. I think their defense had way too many turnovers. Those are not sticky, and their defense is not going to be nearly as good. And I think they are a massive disappointment this season. So I had Bears as the biggest disappointment in the NFC predictions, and the Jaguars as the biggest flop. I don't know if that's kind of cheating, but
Well, they're different conferences, so
Yeah.
I'll take it.
biggest
That's okay.
flop and biggest disappointment. And I still think the Bears will be much better than the Jaguars.
So tell me, they were a 13-4 record
Because I
last
think the
year.
Bears could be a big disappointment even if they make the playoffs and lose in the wild card round, right? Because they have such big aspirations this year.
Fair.
They won a playoff game last year. They expect to make it further, all that. But with the Jaguars, it's like I just think they're going to be kind of a bad team.
You think they're gonna like totally?
Like, probably not even make the playoffs.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Coming from the
Yeah,
division.
coming from
winners.
13-4 record.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to let you have your Texans.
Well,
I'm
that
not
was
gonna-
very nice of you, and
Yeah.
you're wearing my Texans on your shirt there, so I appreciate that. Again, I don't know if this is too bold, but I really want it to be true. The Texans break through to the AFC Championship game
Mm,
and win.
and win.
I don't have that written down, but and win. Yes.
Wait, so they make the Super Bowl for the first time in team history. It's a way bigger, bold prediction. Why would you go to the AFC Championship and win and not say make it to the Super Bowl?
Because honestly, I had just had go to the championship
Yeah.
game, but then I just changed it right now.
They're
in
one of 4
this-
teams to never play in the Super Bowl.
I know, but they're also very young.
There.
Gosh, you're just
Well,
like
the
your
Jaguars are younger,
dad. Like they never been to a Super
Oh,
Bowl.
wait, no, they're not.
well,
young.
they're like
No, the Texans are the youngest team.
yeah, they're from 2002.
Mhm.
So that's what 24 years old.
This will be the 24th season.
Exactly. How old are the Steelers?
Okay, I get
If you do the ratio, I'm just
but
saying
they won
it's not
6
that
times. So
crazy.
the ratio is your ratio is 0 to 25.
Yeah,
Steelers is-
24.
And then the Steelers is 0 or 6 to whatever.
Yeah, what's their
I don't know.
You don't even know the Steelers' first
They've
year?
been here forever.
It's
I
like the
don't know.
60s, right?
Before then, I don't know, 40s, 30s.
I'm just saying. We
Well, Super
haven't.
Bowls didn't start till 66, so that's what it would go to anyway. And they were already in the league.
So what's 66 plus
We
26?
just had the Super Bowl 60. So in say 5, they won 6 out of 60,
So it's 1 to 10.
which
Right.
is much better than 0 to 24.
Okay. Whatever. I'm just saying. They're
Anyways,
young.
Go with
They're
Go
young.
with your
Okay,
yes, they
that's what
are
I'm
young.
saying. So Houston, I think in the offseason, they addressed the offensive line. We've gotten 3 new starters, which will either make or break us, honestly. But it gives the protection that Stroud needs, clearly, to have the time to make the right decision. I think that's huge. I think we obviously upgraded our running back group,
Mhm.
right? You've got David Montgomery, which I think is way better. No offense, Woody Marks, but
And just
you
like
sweet
not,
little thing.
not having Nick Chubb is such an addition by subtraction.
it really is.
Sorry, buddy.
It really
I
is.
really
I
enjoyed
know.
you in your career, but no.
And then you've got a defense who is the best in the league by far.
Well,
Love them.
okay. By
They
far, it's not
are.
much,
But they are the best in the league. You agree?
overall, yes.
Okay, great. You've got 3 years worth of being stuck at the divisional round. I think we finally have the pieces to make the push. Now, it's obviously going to depend on how that offensive line
And CJ Stroud.
meshes. Listen, he cut off those little mini dreads, and I think we're good to go.
Okay.
I think Tank Dell should be back.
Yeah.
He should be back.
It just all depends on like
You've
does
got
he look
Hutchinson,
like
you've got
himself?
Knoll, you've got Nico Collins, who is
Yeah.
so good, right?
Jaden Higgins.
We're gonna see, but I truly believe we have all of the pieces because last year I'd say we had a mediocre offense.
Mhm.
I think this year, if CJ Stroud has what he needs to have in that offensive line, we could be good
Mhm.
offensively. And a good offense and an elite defense is scary.
Yeah.
I think we're in the perfect division
Mhm.
with the way things are working out in this division right now to win it, to have home field advantage. I think there's enough going on in the conference to just give us the edge that we need to have.
I mean, I agree with all that. Don't get me wrong. Like I definitely could see them making the Super Bowl. I don't think that's a wild prediction. I do think it comes down to CJ Stroud and not making those stupid mistakes as much as he is. I think it will help to have a run game though, because how many times were we watching games where it was like this running back, either Chubb or Woody Marks needs to just get these 3 yards, 2 yards, like just get it, and we can keep moving the ball along. And they would lose 5 yards.
Couldn't
like
get it. I know.
They would lose yards.
It was like they'd hit a wall of people and then just do backwards.
David Montgomery is a huge addition. And I do think like Tank Dell has such a good connection with CJ Stroud.
Oh, they're such buddies.
Yeah. But also Dell Snee has gone through it.
Snee
and his ankle, like his body's gone through it.
Yes.
I don't know if he's ever going to get back to how he was as a rookie.
We need him on the field is the thing. Mm-hmm. Because you had Nico Collins,
and then you had Higgins, their early second round pick last year. He's like the exact replica of Nico Collins, just doesn't have the experience yet to be as good.
Sure.
But having like two of the exact same body types in the same way you play, that you don't really see that in offenses. Like you need versatile
Well,
players.
then you have Xavier Hutchinson. Mm-hmm. We have Jalen Knoll. Yeah. We've got enough out there that I think we could diversify enough to make it interesting.
Yeah. I agree. Next team up, Titans. And my bold prediction, Cam Ward breaks out and quiets doubters in his second season.
Mr. 55 sacks?
Well, listen, yeah. The sacks are terrible. Hopefully the offensive line can play better, right? Mm-hmm. And his stats just in general. They're brutal. I'm not going to say that. His record was brutal. Everything was brutal. Ranked third worst in completion percentage, worst in passing yards per attempt, worst in passing touchdowns per game, third worst in passer rating. You just said he got sacked all the time. It was bad, right? And a part of being bad is if you get sacked a ton and working on to fix up that offensive line. But he also lost 256 yards last year due to drops. That was one of the most in the league last year. So he was working with Alec Aominer and Shamir Dike, both fourth-round rookies last year. Those guys should not be starting in a league. He lost Calvin Ridley, like he barely played last year. Chika Conko, the tight end, was his top guy. He really didn't have anything to work with.
Yeah.
Bad coaching overall. Now I love their hire of Robert Saleh. I think overall, like players just want to play for him. They respect him. Mm-hmm. Love Ryan Dable as an offensive play caller, not a head coach. Yep. I think he's very brilliant. And we did see progress in his last month of the year. All of his numbers went up by a ton over the last month of the year. And when you look at previous number one overall drafted quarterbacks, all of those guys doubled their wins from the year prior. And Caleb Williams going from 5 wins to 11. Bryce Young going from 2 to 4. Still doubled.
Still doubled.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence 3 to 9. Joe Burrow 2 to 10. And this year, like they drafted Cardinal Tate, number 4 overall. They signed Wan'Dale Robinson. They have Calvin Ridley back. You tell me those are your 3 starting wide receivers instead of Aominer, DK, and Van Jefferson?
Yeah.
That's insanely different.
I think the Titans are the team to watch in this division. Yeah. You know the Texans are going to be really good. To your point, the Jaguars probably hopefully flop. And we'll get to the Colts in a few minutes. I think the Titans, I think to your point, I think they will go as Cam Ward goes, and everything's pointing up.
I'm with you. Now, the reports coming out of OTAs and minicamp are not glowing for Cam Ward. But I almost like that better.
Yeah.
Because so many times we hear about glowing reports and then they suck. And then there's times we hear, oh, they're struggling, and then they're amazing. So I'm fine with that. All right, we'll go on to the Colts that you just brought up. What is your bold prediction for them?
Jonathan Taylor's workload catches up with him.
Okay, he's starting to hit little father time.
I think he is. I also, unfortunately, I'm not wishing this upon anybody, but I think, he's entering a contract year, no extension in place, with a real injury history. Mm-hmm. I think both he and the Colts have motivation to manage his time differently, right? He led the NFL in carries last season with 323. There is no way, just like I feel about CMC, there's no way you can put that amount of work on one guy and expect it to continue year over year over year. So I think and the team has come out and said it's hard to take a guy off the field when he's rolling like that. Mm-hmm. But then what happens? They get injured.
Yeah.
Because you're not managing their time well. And everyone knows he's the one getting the ball, right? So I think, unfortunately, the workload is going to catch up with him, and the Colts are going to rely on him because Daniel Jones was and is hurt. There's a lot of question marks. There's a lot of hope in Indianapolis that the team will be just as good as they were last year. You know, they had that exciting start to the year. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be a real bummer for Colts fans this year.
Yeah, if that's the case, if Jonathan Taylor, it catches up to him, whether his efficiency goes down or if he gets injured and has to miss time, like he's like their one hope, I feel like.
Yes.
Because I am not feeling confident about Daniel Jones or Alec Pierce.
I was going to say, and they kept Alec Pierce, which we didn't want to happen for fantasy reasons because he's fun and exciting, but I don't think that's going to get it done for them.
Yeah. And he's injured right now, and who knows? Like, it's just all kind of a mess with the Colts. They're in trouble. If Jonathan Taylor cannot be great, I already think the Colts are going to be the worst, one of the like a bottom 8 team in the league. If Jonathan Taylor's out, then they'll be lucky not to be a top 5 pick next year's draft.
Totally.
Moving on to the last division, the AFC East. I'm going to have you go for your second straight prediction here because I want to start off with the Bills.
The Bills fall short again.
How is that a bold prediction? But keep going.
And lose the AFC Championship game.
How is that a bold prediction? That's what they do every year.
But I think it's bold because everybody thinks they'll win it this year.
Well,
because at some point they've got to win it.
They have to win it.
You've got first year head coach Joe Brady taking over. Real adjustment, I think, with Josh Allen, right? You did add DJ Moore, right, which helps with your passing game. But the run defense was so bad last year. And I don't know that they did enough in the offseason to fix that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in this division, we'll probably talk about later, the Patriots are no longer a team that you can bet on beating twice.
Yeah.
Right?
Because going into the season last year was like the Bills are the only team in this division. Like the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to be fair, 2 of those 3 are meh and embarrassing, and we'll take 4 seconds to talk about them.
Yeah.
But the Patriots, it's not a definitive win. And so I think as the best team, obviously in the division, I think you have a lot harder of a road. I also think when you're the team that people expect to be there, that's a lot harder coming into a game and or a season than the people that the teams that people write off.
Yeah. I mean, I think you saying them getting to the AFC Championship is kind of bold, right? That means you think they're going to be really, really good. But I mean, obviously, it's not bold, but that's saying you think they're going to have a great season.
I
but
do.
Fall short again.
I do. I think they're going to do I think they're going to I think they're going to do exactly what they have done. Just like I think Herbert is going to do exactly what he's done. I think the Steelers are going to be hopefully worse, but probably do.
Why do you want me to be sad?
I don't know. It's fun. Probably do exactly what they've done, right? Like you have all these hopes for these teams, but at the end of the day, they are who they are.
Fair. All right. I'm going to go to the Dolphins here, and it's not going to be pretty for them. They're going to finish with the worst record in the NFL, and they're going to move on from their head coach, Jeff Hafley, and their quarterback, Malik Willis, after one season. They have this fresh team, but we already know all the changes they made and everything they lost, and their roster is looking so bad on offense and on defense. I know they're trying to tuck up Greg Dulcich. It's like, oh, he's going to be such a good tight end. He was there for you last year. You needed a tight end last year, and he didn't step up. So what happened there?
Right.
They have literally no wide receivers. They're starting wide receivers as of right now, Malik Washington, Tutu Atwell, Jalen Tolbert. Those guys would not be starting anywhere else besides maybe competing with the Raiders to start. And then they have the second toughest strength of schedule in the NFL based on their opponent's win percentage from last year. Like, sure, they get the Raiders in week 1, but I think the Raiders will beat them.
They should.
Yes. They get the 49ers, Chiefs, Vikings, Bengals in the next 3 games going into their bye.
Oof.
And then Jets, okay, they'll have a chance. Then Patriots, Lions, Colts, fine. Bills, Jets, okay. Broncos, Bears, Packers, Chargers, Bills, Patriots.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. And Jeff Hafley, like, I don't really get the hire. I really don't.
Yeah.
I didn't think like he was this insanely impressive defensive coordinator. Maybe he'll be a really good head coach. They're bringing in Bobby Slowick as their offensive coordinator, who failed with the Texans. But
They should have given him more time.
they should have given him more time for sure, and I think he can be good, but not with this. Like, he should have never taken this job.
He has nothing to work with.
Nothing. You have
Similar
nothing.
to Mike McDonald, right?
Like, you're giving them nothing. Devin Achane cannot be your entire offense.
Mm.
And Malik Willis has 6 starts in the NFL. And
Yikes.
only 2 of them were good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be terrible. I think the worst record in the league and blow it all up again.
Can't wait.
All right, Patriots. That should be a much more happy one. Maybe. Maybe not.
Ooh,
No?
it's not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. I was being a big old Debbie Downer.
Okay.
Patriots take a big old step back.
Huh.
And miss the playoffs.
Whoa. I do not agree with this.
I can't wait to hear why. They had the league's easiest schedule last year. We talked about it
So many times.
ad nauseum,
Mhm.
quite frankly. They still needed a Super Bowl run to feel complete. This year, they have the 6th hardest schedule.
Okay.
I think it's going to expose all of the things about this team that are not ready to be playing with the big boys.
You don't think the experience helped them to be ready for next year?
Do you think so?
Yeah,
Look
I
at their
think-
roster from last year to this year.
Yeah. They have A.J. Brown. Hopefully they play Travion Henderson way more. They have Romeo. Like last year, Drake May had those insane numbers with Demario Douglas.
You know,
With
he
Max
was really great.
Keyshawn
You know what he
Mooney.
was? Turnover prone.
Okay, but because
The man threw
his
the
guys
ball.
were
He fumbled the ball 16 times.
really bad off in the line, yeah.
4 times in one game.
He had a really bad offensive line, which they're trying to fix up.
And
They had no weapons.
teams now have a year's worth of tape to watch on the guy.
But now Drake May also has another year's worth of
I agree with you.
defenses.
I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be enough to overcome 17 teams of a year's worth of ammo against you.
No, I highly disagree. I don't think they'll be 14-3 again.
Regression is inevitable.
14-3, yes. Like, I think they can be a better team where they go into the playoffs and we're like, we feel way more confident in this team.
I think they go 8-9.
Oh my God. I think they go like 11-6, and that would be a drop off from last year. But I think we think of them as a better team, even though they're 11-6. Like,
Okay, listen to their schedule through week 11, which is where their bye week lands.
Okay.
Ready?
Mhm.
Seahawks.
beat them. I think they'll beat them.
Okay. I would not have said that. Steelers,
They'll probably beat them, sadly.
Jaguars,
Yeah, beat them.
Bills,
They beat them last year. It'll be hard.
Raiders,
Yeah, beat.
Jets,
Easy.
Bears.
It'll be tough. It'll be close. I think they can beat them.
These are so wrong. It's not even funny. Dolphins,
Easy.
Packers,
I think the Packers are going to be worse. I think the Jaguars
Lions
are worse. I think the Bears
in-
are going to be worse.
Lions in Germany.
So there's a lot of those like teams
Munich.
that I think are going to take big setbacks. I just
Seahawks are going to beat them. Steelers are going to
Say it.
Steelers, I don't know.
Say it.
Jaguars are going to lose. Bills are going to win. Raiders are going to lose. Jets are going to lose. Bears are going to win. Dolphins are going to lose. Packers are going to win. Lions are going to win. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5.
Losses before their bye. Who's after their bye?
I don't have that screenshot,
Yeah.
but because I didn't care.
Yeah.
Because just looking at that,
Well, that means they lose
They're gonna-
every single game that you think of a team.
that
is-
means they're going to play the
good.
Bills again, the Jets again, and
Yeah.
the Dolphins again.
so 2 easy wins.
That's
and-
2 more wins.
Yeah.
So I had them at 5. That gives them 7 wins.
They're going to beat some other teams, even good teams.
But
like-
I'm just saying, I think they're closer to 8 and 9 than they are 11 and 6.
well, you just gave them 7 wins easily. I think 11-6 is a little shake on it.
so they're going to be closer for me to 8 and 9 than they are for you at 11 and 6.
but- okay. I mean, that's a pretty, yeah. There's
Okay.
not a very big gap there. It'd be 9 or 10. Like, to be close, I'm just saying, I think they're going to be 11-6 or better. You think they're
Or
going to be 8
worse.
and 9 or worse?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we're
Well,
saying.
I technically get 9 and 10 then because it's
9 and
closer to
8,
8 and 9. But
Well, I get 10 because it's closer to 11.
yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
Anyways, you're wrong.
Okay.
I mean, I hope you're right. I don't want the Patriots to be this great team again. I already suffered through 2 decades.
I just
of
think
it.
last year was such a flop. They should have never
a
been
flop or like a freak year.
Yeah, like I guess a freak year. I would never say freak year because I'm not like a weirdo, but
Well, flop
like,
is like means
such
you
an
did that.
odd, like it was such an outlier.
Okay, that's better. word.
They should have lost to the Texans. CJ Stroud. We should have been in the Super Bowl. I don't even want to talk about it.
Mhm. Okay.
An anomaly. That was the word I wanted.
All right, last pick here. Jets.
Why are we ending on the Jets? It's so embarrassing.
Well, then we have a fun one of predicting
That's
who will
true.
run the Super Bowl.
It's true. It's true.
Jets will finish as a top 15 offense. And I don't feel great about this, all right? But that's where I'm going with. They have not finished higher than 23rd ranked offense in points per game since 2015 when they ranked 11th. It's been
You literally
so
said
bad.
they would have the 48th percent best offense, which is hilarious as a bold prediction for the Jets.
yeah, well, that would be huge for them.
No, I know. It's just
Um,
funny that has to be their bold prediction.
Change offense coordinators, Frank Reich. They changed quarterbacks to Geno Smith. They actually get a true wide receiver too, and well, that I think Omar Cooper Jr., who they drafted late in the first round. They draft Kenyon Sadiq at tight end, 15th overall. Like they're making changes to their offense. They still have Garrett Wilson. They still just paid Brees Hall. They've been working on drafting the offensive line and building that up. And Braylon Allen, their backup running back, who is involved and very good, missed pretty much all of last year, will be back.
Mhm.
And I think their defense is going to be maybe the worst in the league. So this offense is going to have to keep trying to come back and come back and come back in these just garbage time games. That's going to push their ranking up. But that's the best I have for the Jets. I'm sorry.
I like it.
That's the best I
Mainly
have.
because I don't care.
Yeah. All right. We are still have our 2-minute warning. One dark horse AFC team to make a run at the Super Bowl.
2-minute warning.
All right, Nycole, I do not know. Who did you choose to be the dark horse?
I know.
Because you wouldn't put it in our notes.
Well, I purposefully do mine after you so you can't see what I'm thinking.
I know.
So you can't be like, you're dumb.
Yeah.
You know?
'Cause that's
I
not like me.
picked. Yeah, you're so mean to me. I picked for the dark horse for the AFC to make a run at the Super Bowl. The
Pittsburgh
Ravens.
Steelers.
Ew. I don't even think they're going to win to get in the playoffs, much less
Baltimore Ravens isn't that
the
dark horse,
Ravens.
but okay.
Your pick is ridiculous.
Okay.
Just so we're clear.
Okay.
Don't come at me. Anyway, 8-9 last year. Obviously, everyone's counting them out. They're like, oh, Ravens are down. Let's just keep it moving. Let's go over here to the Chiefs and, whoever else, right? I think Lamar Jackson's dip was entirely injury driven.
Mhm.
Okay. You kind of have this resurgence of motivation and excitement with a new head coach, right? The Ravens offseason started out real sketch with the Max Crosby fumble. Okay. That was weird as all get out. But then they go and sign Trey Henderson.
Mhm.
And you're like, oh, they wanted a really great guy just for cheaper,
Mhm.
right? Like that's what they did. It enhances their defense so much. And then you have Derrick Henry, who we have seen be human, right? We saw him become a human last year. The man is still churning out 1,500 plus yards. I think he could get close to that this year. I do think he's on the downslope.
Yeah.
But the man is good. And so I
fully think they're going to make a playoff run. It's just
I
can
think they
Lamar
win their
Jackson
division.
actually do it and not fall apart.
I think they win their division
Me too.
and they go from there.
All right, we'll see if Lamar Jackson can win playoff games.
Well,
Oh, I mean,
the irony.
I know because my
The irony of what you're about to say.
I really just put my.
You really did.
my foot in my
I
mouth
am
there.
going to have to snag that for
Yeah.
a clip.
My team is going to be the Chargers. I've been on them all off season, and yes, Justin Herbert has yet to win a playoff game. He had one of the biggest They were up by so many points against the Jaguars, lost that. One of the most embarrassing playoff losses ever. But Chargers in the regular season, 11-6 each of the last 2 years. I already brought up how Herbert's 11 wins when his offensive line was that bad. Like, that's a historical season. It is. And I love all the changes they made across the board. Marion Hampton also, like, that is a change because they didn't have him for half a season with the fractured ankle. And he comes back and you're still like, you just recovered from a fractured ankle. Like, when he came back at the end of last year,
Right.
Now you get him back fully healthy. And I think he's going to be an elite running back. I think their wide receivers are good enough. I like their tight end group. I love Mike McDaniel. This defense has been fantastic the last couple of years. And yes, they lost Jesse Minter, but I still think they're going to be good enough. Jim Harbaugh knows how to coach good defenses and make sure, that they play his style NFL. And that's to play it a little safer, play good defense. But Mike McDaniel will be there to push that and be like, we got to be more exciting on offense. Overall, I think they're going to win the division. And actually, Justin Herbert can win a couple playoff games to make that playoff run.
A couple.
Possibly make that Super Bowl run.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to see. And I can't wait for you to get off this Herbert train.
That is all of our bold predictions for the NFL. We've gone through the AFC, NFC. If you missed the NFC episode, go give it a listen. We will be back with you next week. Talk to you then. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Analyst in the Armchair. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on socials, leave us a review, and comment to let us know what you'd like to hear next time.